Sultan, and I'm an assistant professor in English at Fast National University. And I welcome you all to this series. Basically, your very first business document, a business document is obviously used to conduct business. There are different kinds of business documents, and you must be very clearly aware of them. But the first business that you conduct with an organization is basically selling your talent, skills, qualifications to an organization, and that is getting a job. Getting a job means I'm doing a business with an organization. I'm selling my service to them, and in return for that, they will be paying me, and they will be looking after my career, and they will be providing me more opportunities. So you have to essentially view getting a job as getting into engaging in business with any organization. Okay, and the key business document you use basically to request an organization to give you an opportunity to talk to them. That business document is obviously your resume or curriculum vitae or CV and your cover letter. So basically, once you have graduated, or even if you are in your final year and you are planning to apply for jobs or internships, so it's very important that you learn how to prepare a good CV or resume and how to talk to the organization through your resume and make them serious about you, make them consider you, give you an opportunity to interview. Interview is your next step in getting a job or doing the business with the organization. Interview is what basically gets you the job, but CV or resume are the documents which get you an interview call or get you the consideration you want or give you an opportunity to attract the attention of your target organization or any other group organization. So basically, as students transitioning into the job market and becoming professionals, full-time professionals, you must learn. Your CV is you could say, the most important element in your whole journey. Okay, and even if you have spent quite some time in the job market and you have served and you have gathered relevant experience, even then your CV will remain very important if you want to join a better organization or if you want to broaden your career and apply for a more challenging job. How you use your CV to attract your target organizations are important. Now, so the series that we are planning, because CV, resume, it's a complex document. Yes, I can give you broad tips on how to design a good resume, but to actually learn how to use that business document and realize its potential and use it strategically and intelligently, we need a more elaborate session. So what we are planning to have a series of workshops, understanding first of all what a resume is, different kinds of resumes, because you may, at different points in your career have different goals. Sometimes we pursue a career, we basically pursue a certain field of activity, a job. But after some time, we realize that we have more potential, or we discover that we have more skills, or we have some undiscovered potential we want to explore more, or we want to do something else. We want to transition into some other career, or let's say broaden that particular career. So there again, your CV comes in. So how different kinds of CVs may be used for different purposes. If I am, let's say, I have skills as, let's say, an English teacher. I am also a content writer. I've also worked as an editor. If I want to transition into editing full time, then again I have to use a very different kind of a resume or CV for that particular project. And for that reason, we need to know different kinds of resumes and CVs that are out there, and how a CV and a resume is different, and which document is more popular in Pakistan. Basically, if you wish to apply, especially in Karachi, okay, and then. We will also discuss about cover letters, how to write an efficient cover letter. When I have a CV and a resume, then what is the need of the cover letter? It definitely has a very important role to play. So, how to write an efficient cover letter. Okay. And then also, I think that we can also broaden the CVs to include job interviews. All right, I made an efficient CV, a very attractive CV, and I have caught the attention of my employer. He has invited me for a job interview. Now let's talk about job interview. how can I perform well and how can I actually convince the employer to hire me or convince that I am a suitable or deserving candidate to be given a chance. Okay. So beginning with the resume and CV, let's talk about the difference basically. Basically, resume is an American document, basically, and it definitely is based on America's employment acts and policies. Americans particularly believe that any kind of a job, if you are applying for a job or if you are interviewing a person for a job or you are going through CVs to shortlist candidates for a job, in any scenario, one should not one should not ask about a candidate's marital status, religion, age, okay, other ethnic or cultural background, any kind of personal numbers. So that's the thing, because job assessment, evaluation, everything that happens between the employee and the employer in the job market should be based exclusively on the demands of the job and the skills of the employee, the qualification, experience, expertise of the employee. So for that reason, resume is a kind of a document where you do not include personal information. As I told you, it has been imported in Pakistan from the US. So basically, the US in their resume do not mention any kind of personal information. And as I told you, gender, let's see, what is a person's gender? Why should somebody write about that? So that is, you need to understand this background of a resume very well. So if you are designing a resume and despite that you are also including your personal information, so you are in a way going against the spirit of the resume, basically. But as I told you, when we import documents from other countries which are based on their cultural or political policies or ideologies, when we import a document, it's very natural for that document to undergo some changes. Because when we will import, obviously we imported Chinese food from China, but we don't eat the exact same flavors that they eat. We have modified it to suit our tastes. We have made it more spicy, we have added more exotic flavors, more color. So similarly, if we have imported a resume from the US, then we have also added some of our own distinctive qualities to that resume, our own demand. So you'll see that in many contexts, if people are using a resume, they may end up writing some of their personal information, even attaching their CNIC's copy or photograph, which shouldn't have been in the first place, placed on the CV, on the resume, because the resume obviously is supposed to get the employer's attention exclusively based on your qualification, experience, and talent. It is not supposed to get the attention based on how you look in your photograph or where you live, as indicated by your CNIC, what area you belong to, what locality you come from. You see, a lot can be inferred from your CNIC about your personal background. So, for this reason. But as I said, in our cultural context of Pakistan, we have modified it, we have changed it, we don't necessarily follow exactly the American spirit of a resume or American format that we use. So this is one distinction we need to keep in mind. Now, same goes for this curriculum design or CV. CV is a document which is followed in Europe and England, the United Kingdom, basically. So you can see that a resume, as compared to a resume, CVs do tend to have personal information because it belongs to a different culture. Probably in their culture, they don't mind asking you about your marital status or gender or religion or ethnicity or locality where your permanent residence, your address. They probably don't mind, and it's pretty normal for their culture. So CVs definitely tend to have more detail about you personally. Okay. CV also became popular. Many people in Europe and UK use the CV to apply for a job. They may not necessarily use the resume format or as Americans are, culturally, tends to be to the point, brief. Similarly, the resume reflects those cultural traits and that cultural ideology. So the thing is, even Europeans and English people are impacted by the American culture and they have also adopted the resume. So now we have these two main documents to apply for a job. So let's talk about the South Asian context and see how they interpret a CV or a resume. Now, as far as Pakistan is concerned, a resume is more common for corporate jobs or IT jobs. A resume is supposed to be brief, to the point, and we'll explain what to the point means in our series in more detail. Okay, and also also in Europe, US also, because these two formats are there, so different cultures have given them different meanings and are use them for different purposes. Series are for, as I said, corporate jobs, IT jobs, and more office-based jobs. Curriculum vitae is supposed to be lengthy and is supposed to cover in your work history in much more detail. Curriculum vitae or CV nowadays is more commonly used in the academic profession and the medical profession. Now let's talk about the academic and medical profession. The medical profession obviously includes the doctors, and the academic profession includes your lecturers, assistant professors, associate professors, researchers, etc., full-time researchers. So basically, both these professions, if you look at them, they have something in common. Both the professions, the doctors and the teachers, are two people in the society who should consistently be engaged in research, update knowledge, and improve matters. As a teacher in university, your job is to expand knowledge, improve it, and as a doctor, your job is always going to be to improve human health. So research is so rigorous and so consistent and forms the integral part of, let's say, the medical and academic profession. So for that reason, they have a lot to explain in their CV. If you are judging, assessing, let's say, evaluating the qualification or the achievements of a doctor, achievements of a lecturer, a professor, a researcher, you are obviously going to look at their research profile. Okay, your job is to generate knowledge, good knowledge, improve knowledge. So what knowledge generation creation have you done? So obviously the CV will include lots of details about improving qualifications, improving workshops, a big list of publications, a big list of conferences, workshops, attended, conferences delivered. So you can imagine how long a CV can get. Okay. The more you spend time in your career as a doctor or a teacher, the more you do, obviously you're supposed to produce research and you're supposed to improve knowledge. So your CV is going to be very long. So especially in the US, CV is reserved for doctors and teachers. And as I told you, because they have to. If you ask a doctor about their achievements, the doctor cannot obviously use just one page resume to explain to you. A doctor will be valuable if he is a PhD and if he is doing some research, if he is improving the current practices in medical science. Okay, so obviously his CV should include details on what knowledge he has produced, his research work, his seminars he has conducted, etc. And same applies or same goes for teachers. Okay, so if you are interested in pursuing your career as a teacher or as a medical doctor or being a PhD and generating research, being with academia, NCV is the goal for you, of course. Even if a teacher, let's say, applies for a job in FAST, we are definitely going to first look at the publication section. We will definitely be very interested in how much research has this person produced, what is the quality of that research. So obviously, in that CV, you have to give details about the publication journals, the quality of the journals, how recent is the publication, workshops, where do you conduct the workshops, etc. I think you get the point. Now let's come back to corporate jobs and IT-based jobs. So as you know that these jobs definitely focus more on business and less on research. Obviously, research is a part of that, but not in an academic sense where you need to give a big list of your publications, workshops, conducted, or conferences, or necessarily all academic conferences that you have to do it again and again. What's more important for professionals or people in the corporate sector is to do professional development courses consistently. Okay, and if you have done a more advanced course, then you may not want to talk about the basic level of that course in your CV, that in your resume, and that is going to make it shorter. So, talking about the resume, especially as a fresh graduate, so in the corporate sector, your work experience is what matters. But if you are a fresh graduate, then definitely your academic background is going to matter. And in our brief series, we will cover how to actually use your academic background strategically and market your skills and see. A lot of times students don't realize that they have learned so much from different courses, from different projects they have done, assignments they have done, presentations they have made. They have learned a lot. They have acquired these skills from communication to teamwork skills to an expert understanding of whatever in our detailed series, we will address every section of a resume, which will be my focus. Though I will definitely distinguish it from the CV and explain how, in case of a CV, again, I would say a doctor and a teacher use the CV. Okay, how much detail is to be given, how can you present the details, what can be the different formats you can use, how you can design your own format instead of using a key-shaped template from the web. So we have a detailed discussion on these things, and if you have any questions, you can definitely ask me in the comment section. And whatever is not in the CV is a straightforward or a resume. In Pakistan, a lot of times CV and resume are used interchangeably as if they are synonyms. So I may also end up sometimes using the word CV, but I mean the resume. Whatever you put in the resume is straightforward, fact-based. What a resume does not tell your employer is your passion for the job. A lot of times employers want the more passionate person rather than the more skilled person. Passion is the driving force, motivation. A CV cannot tell your intrinsic motivation, your deep down desire to be a particular professional and serve in a career, or how far you are going to go, how energetic, how ambitious you are. A lot of emotional qualities which we need in a good professional, the mindset of the professional. A lot of times CVs fail to reflect that. That is why we have the cover letter. Cover letter is supposed to basically give what a CV cannot and complement the CV. A cover letter is supposed to write a way, address the employer, and convince the employer about your passion for the job, your enthusiasm for the job, your ambition, how you want to do something, that would really help you, carve a niche in the market or leave your mark in some way. So that cover letter is supposed to do. Obviously, the cover letter will definitely not be repeating what's there in the CV. A cover letter is supposed to talk about how since childhood you were passionate about the job and how you worked to realize this passion and actually put into practice your passion and develop the skills you needed to pursue the career, and how you are objective and realistic to understand that passion alone cannot help me develop or take a part in any career. I need to learn the skills, I need qualification, training, expertise, I need mentors, coaches, I need to acknowledge them. I also need to, at one stage in my career, for the benefit of that entire field and to ensure that the field grows more, I will also one day have to assume the role of a mentor and pass on the knowledge to the younger generation. So all these important qualities are to be reflected in the cover letter. So with this, I will be signing off, and I hope that if you have any queries, you will definitely talk to me. We will share a plan with you for these series or CV, resume, and cover letter. And we hope you best of luck for your career. Please like